Greg Ehrenberg here with another Prizepicks video for Awesemo.com. Today, we're going to be looking at season-long props, in particular, receiving touchdown props. If you guys want to check out some of these props over at Prizepicks.com, make sure to use the promo code Awesemo. Get up to a $100 bonus on your first deposit. The first player I'm looking at here is Adam Thielen for under 8.5 receiving touchdowns. Now, if you're just looking at his numbers from last year, he caught 14 touchdowns, career best, and that does make it seem like that number is too low. However, that number is way out of line with what we typically see from Adam Thielen in terms of receiving touchdowns. His career best prior to last year was 9, and the other seasons around that 6, 4, 5. He's generally not a guy that catches a ton of touchdowns. The other thing to consider too is all the weapons that are in the Vikings offense. Dalvin Cook, Justin Jefferson, he had a great rookie year, and he's probably going to be the #1 receiving option for Minnesota this year. This isn't as much a knock on Adam Thielen as much as Kirk Cousins, just kind of an average starting quarterback, and there's a lot of other weapons that are going to end up finding the end zone. Next player I'm looking at is George Kittle for over 5.5 receiving touchdowns. Now, if you look at our props tool over at Awesemo.com, this is one of the more confident plays we have on the board. Now, George Kittle was not a prolific red zone target last year. He actually only finished the season with 2 touchdowns. Part of that was because he was injured. He only ended up playing in 8 games, but even in previous years, only 5 and 5 receiving touchdowns. However, there is a reason to think there's going to be some positive regression coming for George Kittle. He's one of the overall top targeted players in the NFL. So targets prior to last year when he was hurt, 107 targets in 2019, 136 targets in 2018. Considering his overall talent level, you would just expect him to find the end zone more than he has when he's getting that kind of targets. The other thing to consider too, it seems inevitable at some point this year that Trey Lance is going to take over at quarterback for Jimmy Garoppolo. Now, obviously, as a rookie, we haven't seen a whole bunch of him, but based on what we have seen in the preseason, Trey Lance appears to be a player who has a tremendous amount of upside, and I think that his inclusion in the offense should ultimately help George Kittle. Over 5.5 receiving touchdowns, that's a prop I feel good about. The next player I'm looking at is Terry McClaurin for over 5.5 receiving touchdowns. He's in a pretty good situation this year. Already, he's proven himself to be a really dynamic top wide receiver in the NFL, and that's even with poor quarterback play. This year, he's going to be getting Ryan Fitzpatrick as his quarterback, and while Fitzpatrick isn't a Pro Bowl caliber quarterback, it's still better than what McLaurin has seen in his first couple of years in Washington. Also, Ryan Fitzpatrick is known as a QB that generally tends to lock on to his #1 receivers. So Terry McLaurin, who in his first 2 seasons has caught 11 touchdown passes with subpar quarterback play, I feel pretty good about him improving on those kind of numbers. He's averaging 5.5 touchdowns in his first couple NFL seasons. Now he's getting an upgrade at the quarterback position. That should mean that he gets closer to 6 or 7 touchdowns than his projected 5.5 number. So just to recap, the 3 plays that I'm looking at over on Prizepicks.com, it is Adam Thielen under 8.5 receiving touchdowns, George Kittle and Terry McLaurin each for over 5.5. Now, most importantly, if you want to get action on these over at Prizepicks.com, make sure you use the promo code Awesemo and get up to a $100 bonus on your first deposit. And there's a couple of different ways to play these over at Prizepicks.com. One is called the flex play. And in that, you only have to hit 2 out of your 3 picks correctly. If you get 2 out of the 3, you get a 1.25x return on your entry. If you hit all 3, though, you get a 2.25x return on your entry. But if you are super confident all 3 of these plays are going to hit, then select the power play. If you go 3 for 3, then that will pay out 5x your entry.